Do you want to practice signaling trains but have no drivers to help you? Or maybe you want to improve your signaling skills without worrying about the consequences of making a mistake? Introducing SGSim. SGSim is a tool, or more accurately, a website designed to make signaling easier, more accessible, and most importantly, allow you to signal without real consequences. SGSim can be used by guards who want to become signalers, signalers who want to return to signaling but are worried about forgetting things, or simply anyone who wants to experience what it's like to be a signaler. They've been working hard to bring the real SCR signaling map into SGSim, which will be fully accessible to everyone. Not only that, but you can create your own map using the map creator and make scenarios where you can create your own situations. A massive thank you to the 3 developers who made this possible for everyone. The development started in November 2025, and I can tell how much effort they have put into this tool. I am also grateful that I am the first person besides the developers to test SGSim. So thank you so much for this opportunity. Anyway, there are lots of things to cover here, so make sure to stay until the end. Once you enter the SGSim website, you will see the main menu. We will first play the simulator and explore the other features later. Once you hit play, you can select a map. One of them is the SCR version 2.3 map. Once you select a map, you can already see the map in the background, which is exciting. Here, you can select a zone you want to signal or choose to spectate. Then, input the average number of trains around the network and the average number of trains in your zone. If you want to start small, you can start with around 3 to 5 trains depending on the zone. Or if you want to stress yourself out, you can input around 10, 15 or more trains. The amount is completely up to you. I will explain the arcade mode later. Once you're done, click start and it should load the map and trains for you. Once the map has loaded, navigate to the zone and start setting up and signaling trains. How amazing is that? While I set up and signal, I just want to appreciate how accurately it has been made. It looks and functions almost exactly the same as the SCR signaling system in-game. This includes the signaling system, platform allocations, conflict rules, train routes, TRTS, SPADs, and the list goes on. Now, let's go over some navigation and objects around the map. You can move around by dragging with the left or middle mouse button. You can zoom in and out by pressing the I and O keys. You can select interactive objects such as signals, platforms, and headcodes. For signals, you can change controllable signals by selecting an aspect, or by pressing the 1, 2, and 3 keys. Clicking the 3-dot button shows more information about the selected signal. You can change the rollback by clicking the button in the rollback setting, or by pressing the R key. Again, they look almost exactly the same as the one in SCR. On the right side of the screen, you can see the zone you are controlling, the time since you started playing the map, the number of trains on the map, a button to pause or unpause the simulator, a button to return to the main menu, and the train list with the option to show all trains on the map or only the trains within your zone. Clicking a train on the list shows more information. Now let's go over some information that impresses me a lot. When you press the F2 key, it will highlight interactive objects like signals, platforms, and headcodes. When you press the F3 key, you will see information about every signal on the map. This includes the signal ID, automatic and manual state, which corresponds to the signal aspect, allocation to the next signal if any, and the train on the block if any. When you press the F3 key for the second time, this is where things get crazy. It shows live status about every train on the map. This includes the headcode, current speed, acceleration, distance to the next signal, distance to the next station, and current lateness. This means that trains actually move in real time behind the scenes instead of a headcode just staying in one position, and that the map has real distances between signals. Trains move on their own by following the speed limit or slow down depending on the signal aspect and when they're approaching a scheduled station. At platforms, if the signal is at danger, the train will continuously display TRTS until you clear the signal and the train will depart from the station. This also means that spadding is possible. For example, if you set a signal to danger in front of a moving train, the train will slow down immediately, as you can see by looking at its acceleration and the current speed. If it doesn't slow down in time and reaches the signal, it will cause a spad. This can also happen when two or more trains try to enter the same junction that conflicts with each other. Now let's restart the simulator. This time I'm going to take arcade mode. What it does is allow you to see signal indicators from SCR. This includes feather signals and route indicators. These indicators appear on a signal when a train enters a block before either a split junction or a junction with multiple platforms. This shows the direction the train will be taking. This is a feature that they implemented differently from how it looks in SCR. Additionally, instead of clicking on a signal and changing the aspect, you can simply hover over a signal and use the corresponding keybinds to change the signal aspect. You can also change rollback and open the menu. This reminds me of the SG Plus script, where you can do this in SCR. This is overall a great feature. Let's explore some other tools that may be even crazier and see how they actually make functional signaling maps like the one from SCR version 2.3. Introducing Map Creator. This is a built-in feature on the website where you can create your own map. That's right, you can make maps by your own imagination. It's accessible to everyone with tools like the Layout Editor, Signal Editor, and Route Editor. If you're creative and like making things such as your own signaling map, this tool is perfect for you. Keep in mind that it's more complicated than it sounds. But anyway, let's explore all the tools within the Map Creator. In the main menu, you can make or edit a map by clicking My Maps. Create a map by clicking Create Map. Here you can name the map and add a description. You can also add authors, which is likely to be you. Once you're done, click Save. Click Editor, and it should load an empty map with building tools on the right side of the screen. Let's quickly explore each one of them. To build the track, click the track button and start placing it from one point to another by clicking on the map. Make sure it faces the right direction, which is the same direction as where you build from the starting point. This is important so that placing a signal also makes it face the right direction. Termination is usually used for depots and terminus stations. Edit the properties such as the ID and zone. The same goes for every object. Signal is self-explanatory. It allows you to place a signal on a track and create a signal ID. If you want to fix the direction of a signal, click Edit, select a signal, and change its rotation. Place a platform beside the track and edit its properties, such as the side you want to place it on, platform ID, station name, platform number or letter, and size. You can also add text, zone borders, and line decorations. Additionally, you can select multiple objects, filter by any type of object, and other options. To delete an object, simply press Delete and select an object. You can adjust the grid for more precise placement and show fake trains, which display head codes on every signal. Force double yellow signals can be useful to see if the signal on the map overlaps with a track, for example. To edit an existing object, click Edit and select an object. You can also edit the track, which shows more properties to modify if you wish. This includes the start and end positions, type of track, bridges, portal, and so on. That's all I can cover in this editor. Before we move on to the next editor, I will show you the layout of the SCR version 2.3 map. And this is how it looks. Everything in here is well made, including all the tracks, terminations, signals, platforms, and so on. Let's move on to the signal editor, where you may see a bunch of lines called connections and conflicts. Connections are self-explanatory and easy to configure. You simply connect one signal to the next signal, and so on. This is where trains can proceed and the basic signaling system functions properly. Conflicts are my brain gets exploded, as they are quite hard to configure. But I understand how conflicts work. You only need to use conflicts for junctions that have crossovers and complicated junctions like what am I looking at right now. You don't need to add conflicts to merging junctions, as connections already does the job. To edit a signal, click Edit and select a signal. This will show a bunch of properties. you have to configure every signal around the map just to make everything function. Moving on to the route editor. This also takes time, as you will have to manually connect routes from one signal to another from the start to the destination and vice versa. You will also have to create a subroute to split tracks until they merge again, which is most commonly used for multiple platforms that face the same direction. Not only that, but you will also have to manually connect routes from accessible depots, for example, from Melrose Depot to the nearest station, and then the rest will do the job. To edit a route, click Edit Route Information. You can edit properties such as the route ID, destinations, head codes, depots and the direction, operator, and whitelisted and blacklisted trains. Every route takes time to configure, and for this map, there are a total of 96 routes to configure, which is insane. That's all for the editor tools. Other buttons like Validate are useful for checking common mistakes in the map. If you want to send your map to someone, like a friend, or show your work and let others try out your map, you can actually export the map, copy or save it as a text file, and send it wherever you want. Another tool is Scenarios. This is where you can create your own scenarios based on your own map or an SCR map. You can start creating a scenario by clicking Scenarios, then Create, and selecting the map. You can then add a name and description for the scenario as well as authors. Once you're done, click Save. Click Editor to start making your scenario. On the right side of the screen, you will see some buttons. This is where you can place trains using the route selector or create your own custom trains, make your own conflict scenarios, and more. You can spawn a simple train by selecting a route, destination, depot, train, and other properties. Once you're done, click Done, and it should display the details on the right side, which you can edit or delete if you wish. To spawn a custom train yourself, you can spawn an advanced train. You can interact with other parts such as displaying a message, editing signals, and setting up auto-spawning. Once you're done with your scenario, click Save, then Main Menu, and play the scenario. You can also export it and send it wherever you want. With all those tools, you can learn about everything by heading to the SGSim wiki page, which is currently a work in progress, but it should guide you through every tool. If you want to report bugs, make suggestions, or upload your own signaling map, you can do so by joining the CDX's SG Academy Discord server. Not only that, but you can also practice signaling with real trains as preparation for signaler applications and trainings. The link is in the description. And that's pretty much everything you need to know about SGSim. It offers a lot of tools for both beginners and experienced signalers. If you found this video helpful, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content. Let me know what you think about SGSim in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.